At the beginning of the story, we see a very simple man named Henry, who was working his night shift at a toll booth. His face looked as if his life had completely lost its color. When he reached home in the morning, his wife Debbie also said the same thing, that he didn't love her anymore. She reminded him that everything used to be very different when he did. While they were talking, suddenly someone knocked loudly on the door from outside. When Henry opened it, his friend Eddie was standing there, along with a man named Joe, whose condition looked very bad. Joe started vomiting repeatedly. Since Debbie was a nurse, she brought him inside to help. Then Eddie told Henry that his basketball team had a match today, and since Joe couldn't play in this condition, Henry should play in his place. Henry tried to refuse, but Eddie made him wear a jersey and took him along. On the way, Henry asked where the game would be played. Eddie said it wasn't very far, just about 15 minutes away. Soon after, Eddie asked Henry to stop the car, and said they would be back in a while as they were just going to get some food. He told Henry to sit there and keep the car running. But while leaving, Eddie and his two other companions wore masks. Henry didn't even know the other two men. All three of them pulled out guns and entered a bank. Poor Henry still had no idea that Eddie and his companions were here to rob the bank, and that he was their driver. The car itself was stolen, and they had started it by removing the wires. After some time, the men came running out of the bank in different directions. Meanwhile, a security guard noticed Henry. He was wearing a t-shirt just like the thieves, so the guard assumed he was one of them and arrested him. The police tried hard to get Henry to reveal the names of his companions, but Henry only knew Eddie. He was so innocent that he didn't even mention Eddie's name, thinking, whatever he is, he's still my friend. Because of this, Henry was sentenced to 3 years in prison for attempting to rob a bank. As soon as he entered prison, he met Max, who started talking to him kindly. The next day at breakfast, Max told Henry that every prisoner there once had dreams, but then something unfortunate happened in their life that led them to this place. He asked Henry, "What is your dream?" Henry replied, "I don't have any dream." Hearing this, Max said, "Not having a dream is the biggest crime. So tell me, what is your dream?" When Henry gave the same answer again, Max told him, "What's the use of a life that has no dreams?" 6 months passed like this. One day, Debbie came to meet Henry in jail and said she had something important to tell him. She admitted that she had fallen in love with someone else. But Henry, with his big heart, said it didn't matter. He only wanted her to be happy. "If you can't live with me, then live with someone else," he said. On the other hand, Max had now accepted jail as his home. The other prisoners once asked him about a parole officer who had questioned him. They said, "Last time when the parole officer asked you, 'If we let you out, what will you do?' What did you answer?" To this, Max replied, "I told him I would enter his house, kill his dog, burn his house down, and cut out the tongue of every living thing there." Max asked Henry, "When will you be released?" Henry said, "Next month." Hearing this, one of the prisoners said everyone believed Henry was a true gentleman. Henry also insisted that he had not committed any crime. Max then told him, "You've spent time in jail, so no matter what you say to people outside, they will still believe you committed a crime." Soon, Henry was released from jail, and the first thing he did was go to meet Debbie. But when Joe opened the door, Henry was shocked. Debbie was now pregnant with Joe's child. Seeing this, Henry realized how completely his life had changed. Debbie showed Henry all of his belongings and asked what he planned to do next. Henry didn't answer. Then Joe came and offered Henry a business deal, also thanking him for not mentioning his name in court. But Henry replied, "I don't even know your name," and quietly left. Later, Henry went and stood in front of the same bank where everything had started. Just then, a car hit him, and he fell to the ground. The car was being driven by a woman named Julie. She rushed to him and asked if he was okay. A bank guard came over and told her to call an ambulance, but Henry refused. After this, the guard supported Henry and took him to a nearby cafe, where Julie also followed them. Henry told Julie, "I've seen you somewhere before." Julie replied, "Don't look at me, just walk carefully on the road." And saying this, she left. When Henry went to the bathroom, his eyes fell on a piece of old news posted on the wall. It was an 80-year-old newspaper cutting about a bank robbery. The article said the robbery had been carried out through an underground tunnel connected to a theater located behind the bank. That tunnel went directly beneath the bank's vault. After discovering this, Henry went straight to the prison to meet Max and told him, "I've found my dream. My dream is to rob the bank that brought me here. If I have to serve a sentence, then at least I should truly steal." Max couldn't understand what Henry meant. So Henry asked him, "Will you help me rob the bank?" Max asked, "Do you even have a plan? Or are you just wandering around like this?" To which Henry replied, "Don't worry, I have a top-class plan." After this, Henry went to the theater, where Julie was rehearsing for her play. During the performance, her director scolded her harshly and told her she couldn't handle the role. Frustrated, Julie went to have coffee. As she was leaving, she asked Henry if he was following her. Henry denied it but still followed her to the coffee shop. There, while drinking coffee, Henry praised Julie's acting. Julie then thanked Henry for not complaining about the car accident. Meanwhile, Max also applied for parole in prison. After being asked some questions, he was released. Henry had already explained to him how to behave in front of the officers. When Henry came to pick him up outside the jail, Max asked, "Where's your car?" Henry replied, "I don't have a car." In reality, Henry had come on foot. Max got angry and said, "Because of which madman did I get released? Take me back, I don't want to go out." But when Henry shared his plan, Max was shocked and said, "This is your plan? The same way a bank was robbed 80 years ago? Do you at least have guns?" Henry replied, "I don't have any gun. I don't want to hurt anyone." On this, Max sarcastically said, "That's very noble. But after the last robbery, it's possible the bank has moved the safe, and now it may not be above the tunnel. To find out, we'll need to check." So they went to the bank, where they met the assistant manager. The bank guard kept a close watch on them as they entered. While talking to the assistant manager, Max cleverly confirmed that since the bank was built, the safe had never been moved from its original place. He did it so skillfully that the manager didn't suspect a thing. However, the guard still kept his eyes on them. After this, they went to the theater to check the tunnel. There, Julie was surprised to see Henry again. But Max quickly said, "When I was young, I performed in many plays here. I've brought Henry to show him this place. Do you mind if I take a look inside?" As they went in, Julie asked Max which plays he had performed. Max immediately mentioned Shakespeare. Then he added, "I have many memories here, so I want to see every corner of the theater." With this excuse, he got permission. As soon as Max left, Julie asked Henry if Max was his father. Henry replied, "No, he's just a good friend." Meanwhile, a staff member of the theater took Max to the tunnel door while showing him around, and Max started inspecting it. On the other hand, when Julie asked Henry what he did, Henry simply said that he had just been released from prison and wasn't doing anything at the moment. Julie was shocked. "Why were you in jail? Did you commit a murder or something?" she asked. Henry replied, "It's a long story. I'll tell you some other time." After this, they planned to meet for dinner that evening. Back home, Max told Henry that the tunnel went through the wall of the green room, so they would have to take over that green room at any cost. But Henry was more focused on getting ready for his date with Julie. He asked Max how he looked. Max laughed and said, "You're looking your best as always. Go and enjoy your date. We'll plan later." During their date, Julie told Henry that she wanted to become a great actress, someone whose name everyone knew. During the same evening, Henry told her the whole truth about how he went to jail and how he now really wanted to rob a bank. Julie was shocked to hear this plan, but by now she had started liking Henry's company. They later went home, and their closeness grew even stronger. The next morning, Henry and Julie went to Max's place. But Max wasn't happy to see Julie. Henry assured him not to worry, saying she would be working with them now. Max then pulled Henry aside and angrily asked why he had told her the whole plan. Later, while eating, Julie asked Max why he had gone to prison. Max replied that he had committed many murders. While going to the theater, Julie and Henry came up with an idea. Why not hold auditions there? This way, they could spend more time inside the theater. But after some time, Max got another idea. He said, "Why don't we remove the actor whose green room it is and give that role to Henry? That way, we can keep digging comfortably, and no one will ever know." Henry said, "But I don't know anything about acting." Max boosted his confidence and replied, "Look at your face. You're a natural actor. No one can do it better than you. And anyway, it's the lead role." Not long after, that actor left the play on his own, saying he had gotten work in a big movie. But in reality, Max had tricked him. When Julie found out, she became very angry and said, "Will you people only stop after ruining my career?" Henry gave the audition, and surprisingly, he was selected. Now their work inside the theater would be even easier. But within a day or two, they realized that the tunnel work was too much for just 2 people, so they decided to include Joe in the plan. After a lot of convincing, Joe finally agreed. But when Joe saw the tunnel, he said, "What's the need for all this? Just take a gun and rob the bank directly." Max snapped back, "We don't want to steal like fools like you." Slowly, the work began. Along with the digging, Henry also started taking his acting role very seriously. Now, Henry didn't just want money, he wanted to do something new in life. One night, while Henry was on his way home after work, the bank guard who had arrested him earlier stopped him. The guard said, "You're the same man who was with those robbers. And now I see you going to the theater behind the bank many times. I won't let anything go wrong this time." Henry asked him to come along and drove the car to a quiet place. Then he asked the guard, "What do you want?" The guard explained, "Once every month, a truck goes around collecting money from our partner banks. At that time, more than $10 million are kept in this bank's safe. Only a fool would try to rob a bank at any other time. I can be your inside man and help you with the alarm system." The next day at the theater, during Julie's crying scene, the director told her, "You've never loved anyone, right? Your heart has never been broken. That's your problem. Without this feeling, you'll never be a great actress." During the break, Julie went to the bathroom and began crying. Henry asked her if she was okay. Julie burst into tears and said, "Yes, I've never loved anyone. What should I do? But I want to be an actress." Henry comforted her, saying, "You love me. You just don't know it yet. And I'm sure you'll become a great actress." Then the two of them kissed. That night, while Max and Henry were planning the robbery, someone knocked on the door. When Henry opened it, he saw Joe and Eddie standing there. Eddie said, "Joe told me everything, and now I'm also part of your plan." But Max disliked Eddie immediately. He asked Henry, "Who is this specimen?" Eddie replied, "I know everything. That's why you have no choice now." Max repeated, "Can someone tell me who this fool is?" Eddie got irritated and said, "I'm in this plan, and you're out, old man." Max directly told him to leave, but Eddie mocked him again by calling him old man. This time Max lost his temper and moved toward Eddie to hit him. Henry somehow intervened and stopped the fight. The next day, Max and Henry went to the theater and learned that their show would be ending in just a few days. Both of them became upset. Henry said, "I don't think we'll be able to rob the bank now." Actually, Henry had also fallen in love with Julie. He knew they would have to rob the bank and run away afterward, but now he didn't want to leave Julie. Max angrily reminded him, "You pulled me out of jail to help you, and now you're refusing to do the job? I've spent my whole life just talking. I was in prison for a long time. Now that I'm out, I will definitely commit a crime." That night, Henry met Julie and told her, "We'll have to rob the bank on the first day of the show. After that, I'll run away to California. You also have to work in Hollywood. You'll meet me there, right?" But hearing this, Julie got furious. She said, "If you were going to leave, then why did you make me believe in love? You only used me to enter the theater. I won't meet you anywhere. It's my mistake that I fell in love with a thief." Finally, the day of the show arrived, the same day as the bank robbery. The director told all the actors, "Today is your day. Go and leave your mark. We only have 10 minutes left." At the same time, the money truck arrived at the bank, just as the guard had informed them. Henry continued acting in the play, but as soon as he got the chance, he slipped away to help his companions. Everything was going according to plan. First, they broke through the brick wall with a tool. Then Joe used a welding machine to cut through the iron safe and made a big hole. Max had already cut the wires as soon as he got the guard's signal, which stopped the alarm from going off. But suddenly, Eddie pointed a gun at Max and ordered him to step aside. He told Joe to load all the money into the car. Joe didn't like Eddie's behavior and said, "Don't do this, brother. This isn't right." Just then, Henry arrived. Eddie tried to scare him too and even hit Max with the gun, knocking him down. Joe kept telling him to stop, but Eddie wouldn't listen. Finally, Max managed to snatch the gun from Eddie and began beating him. In the chaos, a bullet went off and grazed Henry's leg. Meanwhile, Henry's scene in the play was about to start. Limping, he quickly went on stage to perform. After beating Eddie, Max tied him up, and then Henry, Max, and Joe ran away with all the money. Suddenly, Henry asked them to stop the car. Joe and Max didn't understand why. Henry told them to run away without him, saying he would meet them later. When Joe asked Max where Henry had gone, Max said, "Let him go to hell. Just drive." Henry ran back to the theater, where Julie was performing on stage. Limping, he climbed onto the stage and told her, "I can't go away from you. I really love you, and I won't be able to live without you." Coincidentally, the play had a similar scene at that moment. The audience thought it was part of the act and felt impressed, waiting eagerly for Julie's response. The director dimmed the lights and urged Julie to say yes. Finally, Julie realized that Henry truly loved her. After a long silence, she didn't say yes, but her expression revealed everything. And so, in the end, the hero got the heroine and the money. If you liked the video, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.
Yeah.